do it.
Thank you so much for joining us on Straight Outta Savannah with my guest, Angel Aquarian. I am so excited to bring this young lady forth because I know that she's going to bring so much value. She's going to give us so much amazingness. So, Angel, introduce yourself and tell the people who you are and what it is that you do.
Oh, I'm the one that's supposed to say that. All right. Well, thank you so much for having me on today. I'm so excited to be here with you. I am a feminine wisdom keeper, an earth-based medicine practitioner, and a visionary walking the modern day priestess path. And I support mostly women in 3 pillars of work, which is Ayurveda, sacred menstruation, and sacred sexuality. I have a variety of offerings, group programs, and private mentorship, and I have quite the menu for people to come into my sphere and work with me, but those are the things that we're focusing on. And yeah, I feel so blessed to be on earth right now, to be in this now moment with you during the great shift. I feel like we are like the luckiest people in the whole universe to get a front row seat for this show and to have our hands in the clay of creation of new earth. So I'm honored to be here with you, and aloha to everyone tuning in.
Yes, that is so powerful. So let's share a little bit about, because you told me that you were from Hawaii. So tell me a little bit about being from the Big Island.
All right. Well, I was born during the harmonic convergence of 1987. My mom free birthed me, so she had me all by herself.
Wow.
And I was like an 11-pound baby.
Oh, wow.
So
he was a 3-month-old.
Seriously. My birth story is beautiful on its own. I'm waiting for my mom to put that in one of her books. But I actually have come to Earth in this incarnation with a very specific soul path and mission. And I have moved around for my entire life. So I actually didn't grow up in Hawaii. I moved away when I was little, and I have been literally pilgrimaging all around the United States for my entire life until I got myself old enough and had enough ducks in a row to move myself back home to Hawaii in my early 20s. And I went through a whole really crazy, cathartic healing journey once I got there, healing from all of the cultural conditioning and programming and suppression that we grow up with on the mainland. And I received some really powerful activations while I was there that led me to going to India to study Ayurveda and live there for several months. And after that, my life totally changed, and I came back and left Hawaii, surprisingly, and have been on this soul pilgrimage for the last 5 years, kind of retracing my steps unintentionally of everywhere that I've gone growing up. So I've been coast to coast, and I've just been slowly making my way back home to Hawaii. And this is my last stop before going home to integrate everything and start building the temple of rejuvenation that I am here to anchor onto the planet for humanity.
Ooh, let's talk about that. Oh, I felt that all the way in my stomach, girl. Let's talk about that temple of rejuvenation. It already feels so magical.
I know, right? I'm like full body chills listening to you say the words.
Right? It's like, oh my God, that feels like, what is that song? Feels like home to me. Feels like home to me. Feels like I'm all the way back where I come from. That's what that felt to me.
Oh man, you're gonna make me cry.
I know, was thinking the same thing. I was like, oh my God, that is amazing. So talk about that. What was
Sure.
what was the inspiration behind that?
All right. So I've been downloading this vision for more than 10 years now.
Okay.
And it's just been piecing together and more details have been coming together. And when I went to India, first of all, I went to school for several months, and I also went through something called panchakarma, which is a profound, very unique system of body purification. And it was very intense and rigorous and long. So I was receiving all of these treatments and doing all kinds of like herbal remedies internally and purging. And after the entire experience, I felt like I got a new body and a level of mental clarity I'd never experienced before. And I healed things in my body that I had had for my entire life that have not ever returned since I got these treatments 6 years ago. So that changed my body and my life forever. And I got certified and learned how to do this entire program. But when I had it, I was in India, which is very overwhelming and loud and smelly and just like a total shock to the nervous system for a Westerner. And it was very traumatizing for me to go through it over there. It was not a relaxing place. It was really overwhelming and challenging. And I
So you were
want to
in India, not Bali.
India, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So I want to take those treatments and create a center where people can literally come and be reborn, where they can come and heal things that the Western medical model says is incurable without surgeries and pills, because Ayurveda can cure almost anything without any of that. And I have a vision of infusing a whole like world of different healing modalities.
All right. So the healing.
Where were we?
the healing, what did you call it? The temple for rejuvenation.
Temple of rejuvenation, right?
Yes.
So panchakarma is this really powerful cellular purification and rejuvenation system that is unlike any other healing and purification system anywhere found on the planet. And it comes from some of the oldest, most ancient texts, the Vedas, which were originally downloaded like through meditative states and translated through kind of like a song and poem on palm leaves, like thousands and thousands of years ago. So what I learned and all those treatments that I received is all of that is thousands of years old. So I learned how to do all these treatments. I received all of them. I learned how to make medicines. I learned herbalism. It was profound. I learned all kinds of body work. I learned how to treat every single inch of the body from head to toe while I received those treatments. So yeah, I plan to have that as the core of the center and build on it, like have energy work, have sound healing, have yoga, have meditation, have gardening there, because I'm visioning it being a farm as well. So people can come and like live there for a while they heal, right? And be in paradise, because your environment is a huge influence on your well-being. It's one of the reasons why so much of humanity is sick right now, because we're not meant to live in cities. Cities are not supportive of our well-being. We're very cut off from Mother Nature, and we are a reflection of our environment. So it's much easier to heal when you are in a pristine environment that is rich with mana or prana in Hawaii. So that's my vision. That's some of it. I have been keeping notebooks for like a decade, like I said, of all the vision and like the details and everything. And I'm expecting it to be a masterpiece, state-of-the-art, off-grid community and center that will attract people from around the entire world.
Oh man, that we were supposed to meet. This is so amazing, because I'm gonna tell you why. As I heard you talk, I was thinking about my grandmother. That was really what she did, but she did it in her house. We always had people in the house that she was helping to heal.
Oh,
you know,
yeah,
and I
in your
remember
blood.
this growing up. Huh?
It's in your blood.
Yeah, it is. It's in my DNA, because you know, she had this, and she would invite people. You never knew who was going to be in the house. She would invite people that, you know, would reach out to her, and they would come and stay, and, you know, she would help them get off the drugs. She would help them heal from different, you know, diseases and stuff. I mean, it was amazing when I think about it, because I was a little bit of thing.
Wow.
And we would have that going on. So when you were talking about that, I was like, that was my grandma's house. So people would come and she would teach them, because she was a pastor, preacher, teacher, evangelist, prophetess type. And so she would teach them how to fast.
Great.
That was a core, you know, and that's something that we still do. I still do. But that was a core. She would teach them how to fast, and she would take them on like 40-day fast, girl. 21 day, 40-day fast.
That'll heal pretty much anything in you.
Girl, I'm telling you. And so this is how I grew up, watching this. You know, they would come in and they would be on drugs, and they would have all kind of issues and different diseases and conditions. And when they left, they would be healed. So that temple of rejuvenation, oh my God, it's gonna be fire.
I know. It's actually like, okay, so before I went to India, I had already been receiving these visions from the divine. And back then, pre-COVID, like years ago, I felt like it was so big, like it wasn't appropriate for this lifetime. I thought it was instructions for my next incarnation. And I was like, why would you tell me this if this isn't something for this incarnation? But after I went to India, and especially since COVID, it's like everything flipped so quickly, and I'm like, oh shit, I need this built now, like not next lifetime. Like this needs to be done right now. I feel like I'm behind now instead of ahead, you know. So it's gonna be a big deal. It's gonna be a community.
Is it gonna be nonprofit?
I haven't gotten into the details that far yet. I don't know the bureaucracy behind all of that.
Right.
But I do know that it is going to take the entire community to bring it to life and build it and nurture it. And, you know, like I'm the receiver of the vision, but I'm not doing the entire thing by myself.
Right.
So
because you're a visionary.
Yeah, and when you get everyone's hands in the clay to all mold this, like that alone is healing, even without any treatments. Just coming together in a community with a common vision to build and work together, like that's such a powerful medicine that humans are missing right now.
Yes, because it opens up your heart chakra and allows you that connection and that community and that bond, because that's what we need.
We're meant to live
to
in
me,
triumph.
that's what's come from this pandemonium. I keep calling it pandemonium, but that's what it feels like to me. But this is what I believe has come from that. You know, that people are searching and they're looking for community, and they're looking for, you know, people, and they're looking to wake the fuck up.
Thank God. Because we've been asleep for way too long. We've been driving this entire planet off of a cliff, and we almost did it. So I'm grateful that we're getting the rude awakening so that we can all wake up out of this slumber and actually start turning the ship around.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. Because you know what? Just because it's the Titanic doesn't mean it has to sink, right?
Right.
It can just turn around, change directions, pivot, make a move, whatever we need to do.
We're doing it. It's happening. Yeah. It's just there's a lot of moving parts. So
where do you envision this place being, or you haven't got that far yet?
Right where I came in, on the Big Island.
Okay. All right. Gotcha. I kind of thought that, but I was like, let me just ask her.
Yeah, it's definitely destiny for sure.
Because I think that would be fire, because I really truly believe that it's magical there. Never been there yet, but I just feel the magic.
According to, from what I understand, it literally is where the original wisdom was taught and infused, and our DNA started being upgraded. This might be like too deep for this, but I'm just going to go into it a little bit because, when we all really start to learn the truth about our origins and our history, we're going to all know that we came from the stars, and those original star mothers, supposedly, from everything that I understand, came to what is now Hawaii, what back then was Lemuria, which was a small continent, kind of like Australia, that has sunk now to only be a chain of islands instead of a big continent. So it is like the original landing pad for the original star mothers that came to upgrade our DNA and teach us how to be stewards of this earth.
Yes.
So there's a lot going on there right now, and a lot of Lemurian remembrance coming online. And it's also a specific vortex. I can't remember, there's like the chakra points like in our body. There's also those throughout the planet, and one of them is in Hawaii, but I can't remember which one it was. So it's a very powerful vortex and energy center, and it is the one point on the whole planet that is farthest away from every other landmass. So it has been allowed to evolve and grow in a very unique way without all of the influence from the rest of the world. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I got you.
So it's like a different dimension over there.
Yes. That's going to be so much fire, because you think about the people that really need to come to the Rejuvenation Center. I can already see it. I am so excited about it because I can already see it, and I can already feel the transformation that's going to happen there.
It's literally it will be life-changing for sure.
Yes.
For everyone that even comes. Like it's gonna be like I think people are gonna freak out because it's like unbelievably gorgeous and magical and amazing and hard for the mind to comprehend that this level of magic, for lack of a better words, actually exists on the earth plane right now.
And peace.
Yes. Just being there. Well, just going to Hawaii alone by itself is healing. You don't even have to do anything. Just go and take a vacation, and you'll receive some medicine from the land there. But I'm just really passionate about helping to restore our gene pool, our genetics, because they've been, excuse my language, but royally fucked for I don't know how many generations now, because of
a long time.
All the pollution that's taken place on the planet. And I think that the Western medical system not understanding or taking into consideration the soul aspect of an individual and like trying to play God essentially, and trying to keep everyone alive everywhere,
Yes.
you know, and
When
in
that's not what we're supposed to do.
no, and in nature, there's a natural selection process to keep our genetics healthy and strong. And this slumber that we've been in for I don't even know how many thousands of years has royally messed with Mother Nature's system that we're a part of.
Yes, yes,
And
yes.
there's so much disease and illness and trauma and imbalance, and most people lack basic education about the way that their own bodies work, or basic healing remedies. Like your grandmother, that used to be the norm, that, you know, in every household there was basic knowledge about healing, and we don't even have that anymore. So a big part of my mission is to help educate people about the miracle that is their body, and the divinity that lives in every single cell, and how to communicate with it and support the body that is a temple that houses a fraction of our soul.
Yes.
Like, everyone needs to know their ability to heal. Like, I've just been working with this beautiful soul over the last year who was born with some heart issues, and he had 5 open heart surgeries by the time he was 17. And I have been closely working with him for the last year now, and he naturally healed a hole in his heart and completely shocked his MD.
Oh, that's what's up. That is what's up.
So I'm like, that's
And he probably was like, what the world?
That's what's possible for everyone. And I want everyone to know that they have influence over their biology, and they can heal way more than we have been led to believe is possible for us. Everyone has the innate intelligence in their body for harmony. It just needs to be consciously worked with and acknowledged.
All right. So this I'm just so excited about this temple of rejuvenation. I don't know if that was all you wanted to talk about, but that is such a fire idea. And it's the first one that I've heard that just, I don't know, it just lit me up inside. So I was like, oh my God. And then the fact that, you know, you work with somebody that had you said the hole in the heart was closed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's already a miracle. And that's
Absolutely.
magic. Oh my God, that is amazing. I would just wonder what I honestly would like to have been a fly on the wall when the doctor saw the scan.
Me too. Me too. I heard a little bit of it. He said that that's not normal behavior for cardiac cells, and he didn't know what he was doing but to keep it up.
That is what's up. That's good. That's good. That is so.
We touched on something right before we got on to record, so I wanted to bring that in.
Yes.
Because you told me that I have a beautiful, healthy glow, and I wanted to share with you that there is an actual scientific reason behind that glow.
Oh wow.
It is the Sanskrit term is called Ojas, Ojas,
Okay.
which is let me see if I can put this in a nutshell. I have a whole masterclass that I teach on this, but I will briefly explain it. So when it comes to longevity at the cellular level, it comes down to the science of digestion, right? So let's say you eat an apple and it comes out your body the next day. It's not, your body's not done digesting it. Your body will continue to go through a more and more refined process in the subtle digestive realm for about a month.
Oh, wow.
That apple is entirely processed through your body. And the very last substance that gets created after every single little subtle form of digestion has taken place is called Ojas. And it is the foundation for a healthy, robust immune system. I don't get sick, and that's why. Because I understand the science of digestion, I use food as medicine, and I focus on building my Ojas. So there are different dietary habits and lifestyle practices that you can do to help build your Ojas. But for the most part, humanity is very, very depleted of this really important substance for their body.
Yes.
And it has also been referred to as, there's been like some debate, even though there's actual scientific measurements of what it is on the physical level, but it's also been referred to as the glue that holds the spirit and body together.
Oh, awesome.
So it's kind of like in the quantum realm too. So when it comes to healing, you can't just exercise and eat clean. You got to understand the integrity of the nutrients in the food that your body needs in order to build healthy Ojas. Because when your Oja starts to build, that's when things start to be healed. Long-standing things start to be healed once you start building your energy reserve of this Ojas, because that's what gives life to the cells of your body, right? Does that make sense?
I was going to say, explain a little bit about the Ojas. Like, what actually is it, and how do we recognize that kind of thing?
Right. So like I said, I have a whole masterclass on this, but there's some general guidelines to tell if you have healthy Ojas or not. You're gonna have a nice healthy glow. You're gonna have clear eyes, clear skin. You're going to have a really strong immune system, so you're gonna not get sick or get sick rarely. You're gonna have good natural energy reserves throughout the day, and you're not gonna be feeling low, like depressed. You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
That keeps you above that. So basically everything on the opposite end means that you have low Ojas. Like if you're getting sick regularly, if you're tired all of the time, if you're feeling congested and clogged and you have a foggy head, like all of that.
It's really like an energy, right?
Yes, it's an energy, but it's also on the physical plane.
Got you. Okay.
So without having my actual presentation, I know that one of the amazing things about Ayurveda is everything is scientifically backed. And if I can remember correctly, science is proving this on a physical level, that is measuring it in certain peptides and like neurochemicals and things like that. We're like looking at the cellular level, right?
Gotcha.
So we're talking about the really tiny.
You're talking about the molecules that make up the DNA. Yes.
Right. So, so when you eat something, there's this whole like process that your body goes through that like starts to segment and separate out all the building blocks of the food that you ate so that it can use it to build new material, to detox. And there's certain stages that it will like, build heart cells or, cells in your leg or in your digestive system. And at the very bottom of all of the refinement, the last thing that it makes is sperm and ovum. That's what produces life, right? So everything that you eat is going to go through this refinement process and turn into your most sacred fluids, which have the power to bring in new life forms.
Okay.
This is why when those beautiful sacred sexuality fluids are depleted too often, it drains us of Ojas, right?
Oh.
So you can think about Ojas like a spring. Let's just think of it like a natural spring, right? And you want the spring to like have water in it, right? You want it to be full so that you have plenty when you need to go fill up your bucket, or like you can like use some of it. But if your spring runs dry, you don't have any nourishing you, right? So if you let your Ojas go completely drained by poor food choices, bad lifestyle practices, like too much stimulation, too much pollution, not enough self-care, that natural wellspring of youthful energy that's meant to be pumping through your body regularly, keeping you in a state of constant regeneration, right?
Yes,
Because
yes.
there's nuclear fusion that takes place in our cells, just like in the sun.
Yes.
So we have the ability inside of us to regenerate. But if we don't tend to our well, to our spring, and we just let that dry out, it's not there to nourish us. Does that make sense?
Yes, yes.
Okay, good.
Because it's
These
gone.
concepts are not the easiest to explain.
Right. Yeah, that was one of the reasons why I asked you just to explain the Ojas, because I know a lot of people are like, what? The what? I never heard that. What is that? What is that?
Yeah.
So I thought, when you brought that out, that was perfect. That was so perfect. I am so amazed and so excited that you have joined me.
Me too.
It's just been such an amazing conversation. To be honest with you, I'm going to go back and listen again, because it was just that good and that deep, and the healing work. I'm so grateful, and I just feel like, and it's amazing to me because my page was hacked. So you're a new connection, which was amazing to me, because it's like, okay, we didn't connect at the old page. To me, that was like another life. And so now here we are. And I just think it's just so much fire. And I'm just loving what you're doing.
Thank you.
And I cannot wait for that temple of rejuvenation, because that is going to be so amazing and so healing for people. And not only people that come, but people that actually work and that participate as well. People that are sharing the medicine, because I feel it so strongly. So we're going to have to wrap this up, but share with the people where they can find you and where they can connect with you.
Beautiful. Yes. Okay, great. This has been such a lovely conversation. Thank you so much for inviting me on here. I could talk to you for hours, honestly.
Yes, I was thinking, I was like, we're gonna have to do something else. Maybe we'll do a live or something, I don't know. I was thinking about it. I was like, we got to do something, because it was so amazing. And this, I don't know, it's like the synergy. And it's amazing that I have these days where I typically do 2 interviews in a day. On Tuesdays is my day. And so some days I talk to people that I just love, and I could talk to them for hours. And today is that day. The girl before you, that's why we were late, because it was the same type of connection. And I was like,
yay.
Right? Because you don't find that always.
No, that's why it's so electric, and we feel so lit up by it. That's why it means so much.
Yes, it's
Soul
like
alignment.
fire,
Soul alignment.
Yes, total.
These are like the really fun moments that we come to Earth for, to find each other and connect and play on the Earth plane together. So Thank you so
Yeah.
much to everyone who has tuned in. I just want to take a moment to just extend a beautiful vision and intention for
Yes.
everyone that listens to this to receive a little bit of healing frequencies, because we have definitely been bringing some in through this conversation together. So if you're open to allowing some of that in, I would love to create that intention for you to receive more than maybe what you thought you were going to come here for. And I just want you to know that you are an amazing, incredible, powerful, magical, divine being, capable of so much more than our minds are allowing us to perceive right now.
Yes.
And thank you so much for coming to Earth and being here with us right now. We are so grateful to have you here. Anybody that wants to stay connected with me, I am best reached through social media right now. I have a website that is under construction, but you can find me on Instagram under The Island Angel, and Angel Aquarian on Facebook. I'm there regularly. So I would love to welcome you into my community there if you feel inspired to stay connected. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you, Tammi, for this experience. This has been so lovely.
Yes. It's been amazing. I just, yeah, it's been amazing. I absolutely enjoyed this, as Abraham Hicks would say, this interaction. It's just been
Totally.
amazing.
I love Abraham.
Me too. It's like, oh my God, I love it. Yeah, it's just been amazing. And it's funny because my grandmother actually discovered her years ago. And she
Wow.
was in the closet, is what I say now, in the
Sure.
closet. She was in that spirituality closet because she was, a Pentecostal minister. So, but she discovered that years ago and shared it with me. And, and of course, since then I've shared it with my mom, because my mom didn't even know, but it was amazing because I got to see all of that, when she connected with Abraham and when she connected with Wayne Dyer and Anita Morjani and some of those other ones, especially the early ones. What was her name that had the cards? Doreen Virtue.
That's
She
right.
connected with all of those people, and it was amazing because not very many people knew. Matter of
Sure.
fact, if I was to guess, I would say nobody knew but me.
Sure.
And now here I am. So it's like, wow, okay. So this is the direction, this is where we go. But I'm so excited, and it's been such a blessing, and this has been such an amazing show. I could talk to you probably 2-3 hours. And so maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll come together and do like a live on YouTube or Facebook or somewhere and just talk, have some good conversation about all of these things, because these are things that people need to know.
Definitely.
And these are things that we were placed here to share. So
I would love to. And I just want to add one more thing that
sure.
I feel so much love from your ancestors for you. They are proud of you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
All righty, so we're going to leave it here. Thank you so much for joining us on Straight Outta Savannah. This has been so much fire, and I hope that you got so much out of it, just like I did. So it's been a blessing. We'll see you the next time, and thank you so much for watching and for sharing out the videos and also the audio. So thank you so much. Bye now.
Aloha.
Aloha.